What's up? So, if you're someone who's used to longer sales calls and then at the end of the call, they're like, I need to think about it, or I don't know if I can afford it, or I don't know if I need that now. Or if you're someone who's used to inconsistent client flows, so you get a client, but then some month you go dry, and then another month you get more clients, but there's like this high and low fluctuation of clients. In this video, we're going to talk about how to have pre-sold pipeline of 5 to 10K clients who are easy to sell, who don't want you to bend over backwards to sell them fundamentally. And kind of like by having a pipeline, you would have the consistency of having a pipeline because you always have people who are ready to buy from you, who are ready to be sold to, who are ready to your offers, which is fundamentally what every business wants. Now, what's cool about that is that Tom used the strategy and he made 100K in December in 1 month. Now, Tom is a bit different than other people fundamentally because Tom is like, I want to do just a couple of hundred thousands of dollars months. So he's like 3, 4 months, 100K, and then the other month he just goes on vacation. He serves his clients and he 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 enjoys his life fundamentally. That's what he likes. Let him do what he likes. Al, on the other side, she uses this strategy to get 25 to 30K months consistently. And what's beautiful about Tom and Al is that both people are very relaxed. So they don't get on long sales calls. They don't even accept long sales calls. They don't persuade people. They don't use sales scripts. Nothing like that fundamentally. They're very laid back, chill people. And they just build their business in a way that serves them and that they like. So this is exactly what we're going to talk about, and this is exactly what we're going to create together today. Sounds good? So let's get the ball rolling. Let me first remove those two things. The first thing before I go into the strategy that we need to cover and we need to talk about fundamentally is one, the belief. Now, this is not going to be a long mindset call or anything. I'm not going to even spend more than 2 minutes on this. But basically, we need to shift our beliefs because if we don't have the right beliefs, we'll not be able to take the right actions. We will not be able to get the right results. Fundamentally, that's the reality of the world that we're living in, and well, the reality of everything. So, the first belief is complexity plus more. There's this entire notion online nowadays about complexity and more. So, people telling you to set up a low ticket product that sells people to a mid-ticket product that then ascends people to a high-ticket product. This entire flow, low-ticket, mid-ticket, high-ticket, like for you just to set up one of those funnels or one of those products would require a lot of work and effort. So imagine setting up three. You have other people who are like, you need a very extensive funnel offer document. You need a sales letter. You need a VSL. And you need, and you need, and you need. And there's so much complexity around it that it's really overwhelming fundamentally. First things first that I need you to understand is that no, you really don't need that. You really don't need that. And I'm going to prove that to you. But here's the simple math behind it, just to prove it to you. The simple math behind it is that for you to get to 20K, 25K, 30K months, if you're selling a 5K package, all you need is 4 clients at 5K. Now, I know plenty of people who would pay $5,000 to solve one of their biggest problems, or even not just to solve, to amplify something that's working for them. And let me just shift your belief a little bit. There's a 16-year-old kid, and I'm going to say a kid because when I started, I was 16-year-old and I was a kid, who's now making approximately, how much is he making? 21K per month, something like that. Building like basic automations for businesses with AI, not even extensive automations with AI, basic automations with AI. He doesn't have funnels, he doesn't have whatever it is. He reaches out to those people, he tells them like, hey, I can make this faster for you. Would you pay? That's it. 16-year-old kid. I have a friend actually who's making right now 41K per month. And he has 2 dating offers. So 2 dating offers. And what's cool about those dating offers is that other people deliver, other people do the coaching or whatever it is. And what he has done is all that he did is he created a sales page. So all that they do fundamentally is they dive traffic to the sales page. The sales page sells people. Those people go into the community, and that's pretty much it, fundamentally. So really, you can overcomplicate it as much as you want, or you can simplify it as much as you want. And I have a personal belief that the idea of overcomplications, people overcomplicate things because they don't understand them, and people overcomplicate things because they want to sell you the thing that they're trying to overcomplicate. So it looks like big, new, different, when in reality, it isn't so big, new, different. So with that in mind, let's move on to the actual process. But first, let me check, like, are we recording? Are we good? The recording is running properly. That's good. Awesome. Okay. So, by the way, if you don't know, I started shooting this video 2 times before and the recording messed up. So that's why I'm checking. So, the process. What do people need to see in order to buy? So, if you know what people need to see in order to buy every single time, we can have a process that can sell them and resell them and resell them without any limitations or without any boundaries, fundamentally. Now, most people don't know what people need to see. So they start to put out more content, more DMs, more messages, more and more and more and more. And we're going down this rabbit hole of more. When in reality, if you know what people need to see in order to buy from you, you will be able to sell them without doing more or pushing more. So the first thing that people need to buy into is they need to buy your solution. By the way, your solution is not your offer. It's not your offer. In no way, shape, or form, it is your offer. I'm going to talk about it. And then I'm going to show you how to segment it into a process that sells people, into like kind of a sales pipeline or pre-sold pipeline. Number two, people need to buy into you. But again, here I'm not talking about buying into you, kind of those vulnerability stuff, sharing a lot about yourself. This is, again, very wrong misconception. I'm going to talk about it when we get to it. And number three, people need to buy into the situation. This is what most people don't know how to do, and this is why they don't really know how to make proper money online. So people need to buy into your solution, people need to buy into you, and people need to buy into your solution situation. Sorry. So with that in mind, let's actually just get started with number one, and we move to number two and three, and then we'll put them all together into one simple sales process that you can implement and you can start to make money. So people need to buy into your solution. Your solution is not your offer. Your offer is how you package your solution. Your offer is the claims and the statements and the promises and the benefits and the bonuses and that you put on your solution. But your solution is your solution. So let's say, for example, you help business owners with their anxiety and with their imposter syndrome. Okay, and you use therapy and hypnosis. Good. Your solution is a mix of therapy and hypnosis. That's your solution. That's fundamentally your solution. I want to eat. I don't care if it's McDonald's or Burger King or whatever, Chick-fil-A or whatever. I don't care. That's the offer. That's the brand. What is it that I want to eat? I'm hungry. I want to eat a burger. That's my solution. My solution is the burger. It's the thing. So please understand, what is your solution? If you help people with dating, great. What is the solution that you use to help them with dating? Cold approach, night approach, daytime, whatever pickups, dating apps. What is the solution? What is it that you use? What is it that you use? If you help people with performance, do you do blood works, extensive blood tests? Do you do more of mindset stuff for the performance? What is it that you do? People, high quality people who would pay $5,000 to $10,000 to work with you, are not gonna buy blindly. And this is like, we think that our prospects are blind. They're not blind, they're very smart. So, what is the solution that you are using in order to solve their problem, or or to amplify something that they want to amplify? So, for example, solving their problem, a business owner who has a lot of anxiety and imposter syndrome, that's a problem. Amplify a business owner who just wants to add approximately $50,000 per year because he would like to take his family on a vacation. That's amplify, like amplify something that he's already doing, amplify something that is already working. Both work fundamentally. You could solve problems and you can amplify, and sometimes you can do both. You can solve and amplify at the same time. But fundamentally, what does your solution solve, and what does your solution amplify? Now, this is the first thing that you need to identify. What is my solution? Now, here's the kicker with it. And let me change colors. And this is why most people most people don't really know how to sell their thing, because they don't know the difference between offer and solution. That's the fundamental reason. So they push their offer out, where in reality, your offer is the last thing that you need to push out in your funnel. The last thing that you need to push out in your funnel. But the second thing is that they don't know how to communicate their solution, because they're not aware of it fundamentally. So I'm going to give an example. And by giving this example, I'm going to make one of the most important lessons within your marketing journey, or whatever it is. I have a friend, he's a client of mine, and a very good friend, which he's blowing up on YouTube, on social media, blowing up across the board pretty much. And here's why. When we started working together, his main problem was he was creating transformations for people. Like everyone that worked with him was amazed, but his client acquisition wasn't consistent. So we took a look at his marketing and everything, and he was positioning himself as a hypnotherapist fundamentally, because one of the core foundations of his solution is hypnotherapy. Cool. He was positioning himself as a hypnotherapist. So whenever someone used to want to come by and buy from him, he used to check, like, okay, he's a hypnotherapist. What's his hourly rate? How much does he charge per session? Oh, he charges more than this person per session. I'm going to hire this other person because, like, it's only hypnotherapy, right? It's like only hypnotherapy. And this is how the prospect thinks. The prospect doesn't know the extensive knowledge that you have in something. The prospect sees hypnotherapy equals this price. So the moment you identify your solution with something that the prospect is used to, you just lost the prospect. So the best thing that you can do is to develop your solution in a way that is new, in a way that is better, in a way that is different, in a way that is faster, and more guaranteed and than other solutions. So by working with this client that is blowing up right now, we developed his methodology. We called it the subconscious wealth blueprint, where we reprogram people's relationship with money. Okay? Because the majority of his clients used to come into his world and his work overthinking, overwhelmed, a lot of imposter syndrome because of money, fundamentally. So we rewired people's money beliefs, if you want to look at it fundamentally. Now, what's cool about that is that this is newer than therapy. This is better than hypno. This is different than therapy and hypno. This is even faster, because with therapy and hypno, you need approximately, like therapy, you need sometimes years fundamentally, and they don't get to the point with you. A hypno, sometimes it works, it's a hit and miss. With my client, he's like, oh, no, 4 sessions. That's all you need. 4 sessions to create this entire transformation. So he's newer, he's better, he's different, he's faster than everyone else in his market. And this is why he's blowing up right now. That's it. That's your solution. What is the solution that you're providing? Is it newer, better, faster than everyone else? Now, this is the first thing that you need to do with your solution. The second thing that you need to do with your solution is to communicate it. It's as simple as that. But look at your content. When was the last time you communicated your solution? One time I made a post, and this post made me 6.5 or 7.5K. So let's say $6,500 from one measly post, like one post quickly written. And then I broke it down to my community. I broke it down to my clients, like, why did it perform? And the simple reason why it performed is because I showed in the post, I showed people what is the problem. And I told them how my solution solves it accurately. So I accurately explained, like, this is your problem. This is my solution. This is how my solution solves your problem. This is what you can expect from this problem being solved. I'm going to actually, if I remember, no promises, but if I remember, I'm going to link the post in the comments down below so you can click on, sorry, not in the comments, in the description down below. So you can click on it and you can check it fundamentally. And it's really that simple. It's really that simple. People need to buy into your solution. What do people need to see in order to buy into your solution? They need to see that your solution is different from what they tried in the past, fundamentally, and that it accurately solves their problems. If they see that, they're now what? Now your people are intrigued. Now your people are like, huh? Interesting. That's new. That's different. That is not something that I'm used to. That is not the same thing that 100 trillion people are talking about online. He's different. This guy is different. And this is what you want. You want to grab people's attention with your solution because it's different. This is, by the way, what most people don't know fundamentally. So this is why a lot of people pay a lot on ads on whatever it is. This is why your ads become cheap. This is why your organic starts to get people raising their hand and coming to you, because you're presenting like, hey, I have a solution for a very specific problem that you have never tried before, and I know that it's gonna work for you. That's it. Which takes us to point number 2. By the way, this is like the most intricate point. Point number 2 and point number 3 are pretty easy. Cool. So point number 2 is people need to buy into you. People need to buy fundamentally into you. Okay? And here's why. When most people think that people need to buy into you, they think that people need to buy into your personality or whatever it is. No. There's this trend online going out right now, which is like personal brand versus business versus DMing people versus what in reality, you need people to buy into your solution, but you also need people to buy into your personal brand. And here's a simple reason why. Personal brand gives you positioning. And I'm going to give you a very small story about positioning. So I have a guy that I know. I told you his example, the guy making $41,000. He makes $41,000 pretty simply, and everyone listens to him, and everyone looks at him, and everyone messages him, and whatever it is. Now, back then, like when I first met him, he was still making this amount of money, and back then, like I was making 5 to 10K, inconsistently, like a lot of fluctuations. And I looked at my work versus his work. I knew that I am much more knowledgeable in marketing than him. I knew that I knew how to set up things much better than him. I knew that I was confident in that. I knew that I could change his life, change anyone's life that works with me. But he was making like 4 times, even more than I was making. So why? Why was he making so much money versus me? Fundamentally, he was positioned better than me. That's it. People knew him better than me. For me, people knew my solution a lot. And this is why for me, it was very easy to sell people. But for him, people knew who he was on a personal level. He shared his love for the dating market. He shared his personal stories. He shared his relationships with people. So he had a very powerful relationship, and he still has, with one of the leaders in the marketing space. So what happens is when this guy posts a piece of content and this leader messages him or sorry, comments on his post, a lot of people are like, this huge name is commenting on his post. Whoa, he must be credible. So people to buy into you because it positions you as a better option or as a more favorable option because now you're much more credible. So sometimes you don't really have to be selling a new or better solution. You just have to be positioned better. But if you can do both at the same time, you're sitting on gold. You are sitting on gold fundamentally. Sounds good? So people need to buy into you, who you are. Now, here's a very key mistake that people do when I say people need to buy into you. They start sharing random stuff online, fundamentally. Oh, um, yesterday I was pooping, and then by the way, I saw one time a post of a guy who was like, "Oh, I was pooping, and then something happened." No one needs to know if you are pooping. What people need to know about you are your philosophies. People need to know your beliefs. People need to know your world views. That's what people need to know. Philosophies, beliefs, worldviews, who you are as a person, how you think, how you operate as a person. Because when they know that, they can take a stand with you against other things. We're not going to dive very deep into that too. Sounds good? So people need to buy into you. And number three, people need to buy into the situation. The situation, which is the easiest one. People need to buy into the situation means that people need to know that this situation, the thing, is like the problem, the amplification that I need is something that I need now. They need it now, and they need you to do it. They don't need it now and they're gonna get it from someone else. They need it now, but they need you to do it. Because if people believe that they need the solution now and they need you to do it, they're going to make the money to work with you if they don't have it. Or if they have it, they're not going to go back and forth a lot on the money. It's like, no, I know that I need you. I know that I need you. But I also I know that I need this now. So let's get the ball rolling. Let's start working together. This is where your offer campaign comes into play. So, how to structure all of that? What is an offer campaign? How to structure all of that? Stick with me. I think we still need like maximum 10 minutes and we would be sitting on gold pretty much. I always like to say sitting on gold because I really believe that all of us have the abundance to create whatever we want to create, and we can be sitting on gold fundamentally. So, every business to its most fundamental basic systems looks like this: traffic, nurture, conversion, delivery, and ascension. Now, I'm not going to talk about delivery and ascension today because this is a topic for another video, but just I want you to know that this is where the majority of money is made. So if on the front end you make 20K per month, you can be easily making 50K per month on the back end from your delivery and ascension. We're not going to talk about it. No matter your niche, and this is a key point. So with that said, traffic, nurture, conversion. Every business has traffic, nurture, conversion. Now, most people are overwhelmed because they overcomplicate traffic, they overcomplicate nurture, they overcomplicate conversion. And here's the basic. In the traffic section, people need to buy into your solution. Your solution. And here's simply how. Hey, do you deal with this problem? Have you tried those solutions? I have a new, better, different solution. Here's how it works. 5 to 10 pieces of content that explain your solution and how it solves people's problems. You can do more. I do more personally. I try to write one every day or one every 2 days just for the sake of it. You don't have to. It's based on your preferences fundamentally. But if you have a core pieces of content that show people like, okay, this guy's solution is legit, it's different than what we're used to. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, and I want to try working with him. You get the right quality of traffic. So you get quality. Sorry for the noise if you hear the noise, but there are a lot of constructions happening over here. So basically, you get quality traffic. Now, the biggest mistake that people do over on the traffic side is that they lead the traffic with those boosting posts and those hype reels and those. What people don't understand is if people came to you for anything other than your solution, it's going to be very hard for you to transition someone who resonates with you personally into buying your solution. People can connect with you personally, but they don't really need to connect with your solution. So from the beginning, we need people that connect 100% with your solution from the beginning. In the nurture section, and I'm also going to show you how Tom and L structured it very well. In the nurture section, people need to buy into you. If I came in and I believe your solution, it makes sense. And every day I'm reading a post or two, sorry, not every day, every week I'm reading a post or two on your solution and it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. Like what you are presenting to me makes a lot of sense. Now the question is like, who are you? Like if I sit down, if I gave you five, 10, $20,000 to work with you, would I enjoy working with you? Who are you? So this is the coaching and consulting market fundamentally because our personalities are attached to the business. So we're not selling like a digital product. Even if we're selling a digital product, uh, there's someone giving this digital product. Who is this person? You have to be the face of it, whether you like it or not. So people need to buy into you. How to get people to buy into you? List out your beliefs, philosophies, etc. List those out and create 5 to 10 pieces around those and just recycle them and just recycle them. So now you have 5 to 10 pieces that sell your product. You have 5 to 10 pieces to sell yourself. What is the last piece of the puzzle? And again, in a second, it will take me 1 minute to show you what Tom and Al are doing very well. Tom and Al are doing very well. That's a good one. So in the conversion section, pretty much all that you'll have to do, then once people are bought into your solution, so people understand that this is the guy I want to work, like this solution makes sense, and then they understand like he makes sense. Now the last point is the conversion. Now it's very easy to land the hand. What you can do here is you can open up the offer for a couple of days. Now, what's going to happen is over here, you will have a percentage of the market who is going to buy immediately. They're like, this solution makes sense. Let's hope. Here, you're going to have even more people who are going to buy. The solution makes sense. The person makes sense. I'm going to buy. But there's always this percentage of people who sit and they wait and they wait and they wait and they do nothing. This is where you have to make an offer, open up an offer, tell them like, hey guys, just I'm gonna open up this for the last 5 days of the month. If you want to join, it's your time to join before we close it off. Or you can send a series of emails telling people why they need to work with you, whatever it is. It really depends on how you want to structure your business. And that's simply it. That is simply it. Arnold, dude, all that I need is this. Yes, all that you need is this. 5 to 10 pieces. You can recycle them. You can change a couple of words. You can do multiple videos. Go to some of the best people in the business world or in any niche. Go to their videos. Is every video a new idea? No. No, I would guarantee that every video is just the same idea that has been regurgitated before in a new format. Same idea. Same 5 to 10 ideas. So the question now is, how did Tom and Al implement this to make this amount of money? Tom 100K and Al 25 to 30K pretty much without a lot of work, manual push, and in like kind of a very passive way. So here's how they simply did it. Social posts, around the solution. Nothing, nothing related to them personally. Social posts around the solution. And within the social posts, they invited people to a more intimate community with them. So Tom has the intimate community, I think, WhatsApp or Telegram, one of the two. Al has it on Facebook. Again, I don't recommend you open on Facebook. I don't recommend you open on School, Circle, all of that, because people are not used to logging into it. That's why Tom, for one launch, he can make 100K because he has access directly to those people. So you move those people into a nurture section. So this is where the traffic happens. You move people into a nurturing environment. So a private room, I like to call it, a private room with you. Whether it was a group, whether it was a WhatsApp group, Telegram group, Slack group, Discord group, whatever it is. We see some of the leaders in the market do that, by the way. Some of the peak leaders in the market do that. We see it, but we don't apply it because they don't teach it. And then within this group, at the end of the month, we do a launch sequence. We start plugging our offer. We start mentioning what we're working on. We start telling people, if you're interested, send me a message within the group. Now, what happens here is either you run organic, either you run ads in this section to those social posts. So either you target, like you add people manually targeted or using a software, or you run ads fundamentally. Now, this is going to get you a lot of eyeballs. Sounds good? This can be done like if you run ads very passively, if you run a software also very passively. If you do manual ads, you will have to do manual ads, whatever it is, depends on your budget fundamentally. And then you will take those people and you will give them a gift, a lead magnet, something to experience your work even more. Sometimes the gift itself is joining the community. So you give them a gift that is targeted. So if you have this specific problem, here's a specific solution that I created for you. After they take a gift, add them to the private room. Within the private room, create assets. So voice notes, plus resources, plus content. So for example, for me, if you join my Telegram group, I drop like, honestly, I'm going to be biased, but I drop like 8-minute voice notes that are gold. Like a couple of days ago, I dropped an 8-minute voice note on how to increase the status of your offer so you can sell people on status. 8 minutes. That is amazing. Now, the key thing about it is that this voice note is very valuable, but at the same time, this voice note is everlasting. So as many people join the community, they can scroll back, they can see it, they can listen to it, and they can be like, huh? Wow. Like, look at what he's talking about. I love it. They could be listening to the voice note while I'm chilling at the beach or at my pool upstairs, just relaxing, nothing, you're living life pretty much. Literally, it can be that simple. This is an evergreen resource. Evergreen resource. Same thing here. So for the gift, you created once, and it keeps on getting people into your community. Your community you created once, and it keeps on getting people into your world. Those voice notes, those assets, you create them once, and they keep on nurturing people to your world. And then the offer or the campaign you created again. So campaign. You created once, and you run it at the end of the month. That's it. The pieces of content, the 5 to 10 pieces of content, you create them once, and you keep on recycling and recycling and recycling and recycling. This is how you can show up every day and work for 2 hours, 3 hours maximum if you want. If you want to work more. I like to work 8 hours, but I like to always like tweak shit, and I like it personally. But this is how you can work much less and earn much more, orders of magnitudes more. Now, I have to be very honest about a couple of things. So I just gave you the overview, the big picture. Now, How to position your solution is another question that you need to answer. Uh, who your people are and what to speak with those people, like what to say to trigger those people. This is another thing that you need to look at. I'm just doing this kind of PS statement right now because I don't want people who are like, oh, Arnold, I did that and something happened. Of course, because I gave you the overall strategy. Go implement. Go implement. It will help you in a lot of different ways, especially if you have some traction. It will help you very well. But if you'd like to have more details and how to structure the details and everything, I would invite you to join my Telegram community. It's literally down below. It's me. It's not a VA. It's not whatever it is. We're a tight knit group. You will have, of course, to fill out a survey. If you fill out the survey and you qualify, you will be able to join. And you'll see. At least you would be around a brotherhood of people who are all building, who are all growing. So, other than the value that you'll get by being there, you'll also get an amazing level of value from the resources there. Okay. Other than that, I have nothing, and I'll see you. Bye bye.